Machiavelli Mills TV, man, let me just say this, man. I fool with the coverage that the LDBC is doing for this Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury fight. The fight is scheduled for the end of February. What's the exact date? I'm forgetting exactly what it is right now. Is it the 22nd or something? What's the date? Y'all, I'll find it out and I'll put it in the description or whatever. But, excuse me. I'm fooling with the coverage that they're doing, man. When they talking to Deontay Wilder, the stuff that I'm watching is absolutely dope. Like the interviews that he gives them from Barbershop Conversations, from 7A Sports TV, with Blue Blood and them, the coverage that they doing, man, it's great. It's phenomenal, man. And we really starting to get, we're not starting, out through their channels, I've grown to know Deontay Wilder outside of the in-ring persona. Outside of him and, his fighting persona, him as a person and what he stands for as a man. And let me just say this, man. It's hard not to root for Deontay Wilder, y'all. I'm sorry, man. That brother's energy, I feel that dude energy. Every time he talking and how he talking, his belief that he got in himself. Oh, man, that brother different. That brother is different. And it's just something I can't explain. You just got to just watch, listen to him talk. Especially the interviews that he does with the LDBC. I feel like he's I feel like he's insightful in every interview that he gives, but it's more personable with the LDBC because he has relationships with them. He has a friendship with them outside of just being an interviewer. Like, he has a personal friendship with them. So when he's talking to them, I feel like at times he can be more candid. He can be more vulnerable. I feel like he can just be more open. And I appreciate that to the core. I'm excited for this fight for many reasons, man. Like, these dudes are both two guys that can talk, that's going to talk trash, they are two big personalities. Fury is a personality in himself. We already know, like, he's just a colorful guy. He going to talk crazy. He going to talk mess. He going to wear something that's out. He going to wear some crazy outfits. He going to be talking crazy. And we know Deontay Wilder don't back down from no man. We know he gonna go and he gonna talk his mess. We know he gonna come out there and he gonna come out there to intimidate you. And he gonna try to put the intimidation factor. He gonna try to press that intimidation factor because, like, he got real when I call big dog energy. Like, he got real big dog energy. And you can see it, man. One thing that I found this out, like, really from, again, Deontay do a lot of interviews with the LDBC, 7A Sports TV, shout out to them brothers too, because they do a great job, Blue Blood Sports, who else? Barbershop Conversations, Fred and them. I'm watching them, and I'm like, I really like the reason why I feel like Deontay Wilder hasn't lost yet. One, of course, he got that great equalizer. That's putting it. Like, I promise you, he hits you one good time, is putting any man to bed. Period. It's putting any man to sleep. It's putting him to sleep night. Like they drunk a whole bottle of NyQuil. He just got he's got that N bomb, the nitrogen bomb in his right hand. But it's his self-belief. When I hear him talk, his mindset is just different. He not going into a fight, oh my God, I might lose. I just know. No, he's in warrior mode. And he, in his heart of heart, feel like he is the baddest man on the planet, like he says. And I feel like that spirit, that energy that he has, when he bring that inside the ring, that's what has really gotten him to this point. When he was in trouble against Luis Ortiz, when he got buzzed, as he said, when he got hurt, I feel like he didn't go down. Yeah, I feel like because he got a better chin and people give him credit for sure, without a doubt. I feel like he really does have a solid chin. But I really feel like it was the fact that his will, he got a different type of perseverance about himself. And I always see it from, like, when I'm listening to him talk with the LDBC, he talk about how far he done came. Guys doubting him throughout his career. People feel like he's not this guy, boxing aficionados being against him. And he like, look, man, I know what I am. I know who I am as a person. I know what I can do. And I believe in myself and my team believe in me. I'm riding out, man. I'm strapping my boots up. Let's get it in. I don't care who. Everybody in the crowd can be against me. It don't matter because he got the belief in himself that he believe he can knock down any man standing in front of him. He don't care what you got to say about his fight. Oh, he's flawed. He losing rounds. He lost rounds against this guy, that guy. Again, I feel like a lot of guys that Deontay Wilder, majority of the guys he got in there with were more skilled or more technical. But they don't got the mindset that that brother got. They don't got the punch that that brother got. They don't got the reach that their brother got. But Deontay got things that I feel like that helps him in the boxing ring. And from watching his interviews, he has things that you can't teach. He got resilience. He got self-belief. He got determination. He got resiliency. You can't teach length either. That arm reach, that length, that arm reach, you can't teach that at all. Can't teach. You cannot. He's a born puncher. A born puncher. He's born with a warrior's punch. Without a doubt. And punches are born. They're not made, and we know that. But a lot of that stuff, his mental, is just different. Like when he talks about coming from the rank, coming from the bottom of the bottom, people laughing because he's from Alabama. They had never heard of no boxers from Tuscaloosa, from Alabama. Alabama wasn't a hotbed for boxers at all. And he like, people laugh. I was at the bottom. I wasn't nowhere. I wasn't nowhere on the list when I was trying to go for the Olympics. And he came out with the bronze medal. That's one hell of an accomplishment. For sure, for sure. And he like, look, man, everybody can say what they want to say. At the end of the day, when the person I'm getting in the ring with, they know what time it is because they know how I'm coming. I'm coming for the gusto, and I'm coming to get you out of there. Right? And when I promise I feel what that brother be talking about. When he talk about his love for his kids, for his family, how that motivates him. He fighting with a whole different type of motivation than the common man. He not fighting for the fame. He not fighting for the fame. He not fighting to be all eyes on me, all attention at all times. He fighting for his family, fighting for a love of his family, a love of his, like, come on, fam. When he talk about his daughter, when I'm hearing him talking to barbershop conversations about his daughter and how he came into boxing for his child, to feed his child, that's a different type of spirit that's in that brother, man. He's fighting to prove people wrong, but to prove, not just to prove people wrong, but to prove himself right. To prove himself right, to prove himself that he made the right decision. And he's fighting to be the absolute best. He's fighting to be dominant, not to be the most all in the videos, the biggest Instagram star. He don't care about none of that. He care about being top dog and showing the world that he is indeed the baddest man on the planet. And I feel that, man. I promise y'all. Watching this fight, the presser, it got me ready, man. But watching the interviews with 7A, listening to the interviews with 7A Sports TV, Barbershop Conversation now, I get a whole different side of Deontay, man. And I want to say this, man. This is why it's hard to root against that brother. He is the true people's champion. How many dudes you know giving personal interviews like this to YouTubers? How many dudes you know that? Like, come on, fam. Deontay would stop and talk to anybody. I saw him after the Luis Ortiz fight. After he knocked Ortiz out. 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning, he taking pictures with everybody, talking to everybody, being respectful to everybody while he out just walking, trying to get some food. Come on, who do that? A lot of your favorite fighters wouldn't talk to you at all. Look at you like you crazy. Look at you like you a nobody. Look at you like you need to get out their face. Would never grant these interviews. Would never be trying to be personable with fans because they don't give a damn as long as that check is clearing. Deontay Wilder is a man of the people. And that's when, like I say, when I'm listening to him talk, that brother got something different inside of him, and he fighting. He's coming from a different place when he's fighting. He is coming from a whole different place. And he's fighting to provide for his family. He's fighting to prove something to not just the public, but to himself. And all of that, and he's determined to be the best. He's determined to let everybody know that you're not going to stop this show. And I think that is really what's gotten him this far. Because I promise y'all, you can have fighters that are more technically sound than Deontay, more skilled. They throw better punches. They throw more crisp punches and all of that. But if they ain't got that mindset like that brother got, they would have lost by now. They would have lost that fight against Ortiz. You know why? Because a lot of fighters, I see it. A lot of fighters who are the favorite, if they don't got no resilient mind, if they don't have that dog mentality, or they don't have the mindset that they can overcome things, and you know that they don't have that mindset that, you know what, I can get over this, they lose. And really what leads to them losing is the moment when they get rocked or they get dropped, they get so embarrassed that they take themselves out of the fight. Their mind goes and gets gone because the oohs and ahs are coming when they're getting punches landed on them. I saw the oohs and ahs come into the Barclays Center when Deontay Wilder fought Luis Ortiz. But Deontay didn't falter. He stood his ground. He tried to hold. He tried to clinch. He tried to do everything in his power to say, no, no, no. I'm not going down, fam. I'm fighting for my family, my daughter. I'm fighting. I didn't get here for a reason. I'm not going down. I don't give a damn what you throwing. I'm not going to this canvas. I'm not getting up out of here. I'm not getting out of this fight. You're not stopping me. And that energy, man, I promise y'all, boy. I promise y'all, I feel that all the way through and through. That's a thorough dude that you're talking to. And the LDBC's coverage, the interviews that they give, has helped to predict. Because believe it or not, these dudes that hate the LDBC, that hate them, that talk bad about barbershop conversations, that talk bad about 7 Sports TV, they run to their interviews every chance they get because they know they're going to get some quality talk, quality information from Deontay Wilder. They run and watch all the interviews that they do, all the videos that they do. They watch it because they know Deontay, they know they're going to give out, they know the LDBC guys going to give out some great coverage, interviews that they could never get, even from the fighters that they love and cheer for. They wouldn't even interview with them at all. But Deontay interviewing with the LDBC, and they know they run to it because that is their source for Deontay Wilder news. They watching it and they know it's good content. They're not going to admit it, but they watching videos because they know that Deontay Wilder, they doing a good job over there as far as covering Deontay, covering Errol Spence Jr., covering Devin Haney, covering Sean Porter. 7 Sports TV did an interview with Sean Porter's dad, and I like, what's my man, Trill Boxing Talk? He talking to Errol Spence Jr., Errol's people, because he in Texas, like, they're giving out great coverage of, and you can't deny that, man. They giving out coverage you can't deny. I've learned a ton of information about not only Deontay Wilder, but his team from watching them LDBC videos. They on a grind. And why I feel like them brothers, people should get them brothers, especially the black fighters, should get them brothers they kudos. Because they talk about the black fighters that other people don't talk about. Yeah, people talked about them when they got hot, but they've been supporting guys. Even, you know, they've been bumping heads with Bud's team. And I feel like that's because Bud act like he don't want to fool with them, even though they was the ones that was covering Bud when people didn't know Bud. And people didn't really know who Bud was. And they was talking about Bud like he wasn't shit. Because people were saying he could be Pacquiao. They was covering him and supporting him all the time. But for whatever reason, Bud don't like doing interviews with people. I don't know. He don't talk to folks. He don't like being he sent his low mans to talk to people. He don't talk to him. He act like he don't want to talk to him or whatever. And I understand that. You know, I understand the LDB's gripe with that because they looking like, hey, if I'm supporting your fights, I'm going to your fights. I'm paying for your pay-per-views. I'm bigging you up in every video that I do. I'm telling everybody to support you. Like, damn, the least you could do is just give me 2 minutes at least. You don't got to just shun me off and never talk to me. You know what I mean? So I feel a gripe with it. But the reason why a lot of the black fighters should commend the LDBC because they put a lot of guys on to, like when they're up and coming, the LDBC jump right on it and say, hey, this person is hot. This fighter is hot. Devin Haney was one. They was talking about Bud early. Deontay Wilder, Errol. Trill Boxing Talk was on like Errol from the jump. From the jump before the world started getting on Errol like that. And covering them 24/7. Not only just covering them, bigging them up every chance they could get. Telling people to watch their fights, promoting when they fight come out, letting everybody know on their channel when these guys are fighting. You know, they going to these guys' fights. If they not going to these guys' fights, they paying for the pay-per-view, supporting these guys, man. That's why, despite what people say about him, you talking bad, people talk bad about him and all of that, I fool with them because they support black fighters. When people be like, why can't we just support fighters in general? Why we gotta? Well, for one, because of this, man. A lot of talented black fighters are not even getting the pay-per-view buys that their talents say they should get. Not even Terrence Crawford. Because people try to use Terrence Crawford. And a lot of people don't like LDBC, so they know that Terrence Crawford has a rift with them. So they just support Bud out of their dislike for Terrence Crawford. I mean, out of their dislike for the LDBC, they support Bud. But are they really supporting Bud? Because Bud pay-per-view buys don't be that strong at all. And a lot of the buys that he gets, a lot of the black fans are the one. A lot of them are supporting Bud. And Errol Spence Jr. Their pay-per-view buys were low at one point, but they're getting bigger and bigger every time these guys are fighting. And I feel like the LDBC contributed to that. These are guys who pay for these fights. They're going to these fights. They going in there to support these fighters. They always ordering the pay-per-views, telling everybody to support their channel. Hey, order this pay-per-view when he fight. Order that fight when they come on. Order that fight. Watch these guys. Watch these guys. Just helping driving up support for the black fighters, which is needed because I'm going to say this. Canelo Alvarez is probably the biggest star in the sport. Is the biggest star in the sport because not only is Canelo a great, excellent fighter, no doubt, because his people support him. The Mexican community are huge boxing fans and they go to see him fight. They watch all his pay-per-views. They're going into the arena in droves to watch Canelo fight. The same energy got to be shown from the black fans. Because, hey man, your fan base gonna support you. Your people gonna support you. Or if nobody is supporting you, this is why I'll say it like this. If nobody is supporting you, at least your people should support you, man. At least your people should support you. Support Sean Porter. Support Errol Spence Jr. Support Terrence Crawford. Support these guys, man. Yeah, Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford names are much bigger than what they were. But during them times when they was coming up, I'm like, yeah, support. All of us needed to support them. But the LDBC was always supporting them brothers all the time. And that's why I respect them and I got to fool with them on that. Because they supporting the fighters, man. They supporting the black fighters who may not have been getting that much support at first. Yeah, the world jump on after they already didn't gain some national media or they knock out a big opponent or beat a big opponent. But even then, sometimes it don't happen like that sometimes. But the LDBC be pushing them guys, and that's real to the highest degree, man. So I got to shout out the coverage that they've been doing in general. But the ones I've been seeing with Deontay Wilder and all of that, that's excellent, man. Excellent. Machiavelli Mills TV, peace.